I once met a guy online, and he was interesting. And we chatted till late in the night.
Yes.
It's just this excitement.
Yes.
And by morning, unmatched. He had unmatched.
What?
Yes.
Guys.
He had unmatched.
Why?
Oh my gosh.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too.
Hi everyone, my name is Kathy.
And I'm Koi, and I am every woman.
Welcome back, guys. We are happy to be back. And after a very heavy topic last month, this month we want to move on to fun things.
Yes.
And we want to talk about online dating. Yeah, that thing.
Yes.
That used to be an impossible thing a few years back.
Yeah.
Some years back. Mm-hmm. But we are finding ourselves more and more people needing to meet online. Things have really changed. I mean, think about it. Maybe not so much for you, but if I think about for myself, because, more years of experience, when we didn't have online dating, there were many other forums to meet,
Yeah.
Church, family, gatherings, but the world has really changed.
Right.
With technology.
Yes.
And you find yourself not being in any situation to meet new people.
Right.
Unless you go online.
Mm-hmm. And I think in all fairness, life has become way busier. Mm-hmm. People have become more scattered. Mm-hmm. So less and less gatherings. So even the opportunities to meet a partner, the opportunities are fewer. So I think online dating has become something that we heavily rely on, and it's more convenient. But today we want to talk about the different apps that we have interacted with, what we like about them and what we don't like about them. Right.
Maybe just a disclaimer.
Yes.
This is just a personal experience. Maybe a few things we've had from friends.
Yes.
But we're not sponsored.
Yes.
We're not speaking officially for anyone or about anyone officially. It's just a personal experience.
Yes.
Might be of help to you, or maybe you might add something in the comment section that we don't know about.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's get right into it. So we have, as usual, we like our list.
Yep.
So we have a little list today. And so which one are we starting with?
So we're going to start with one that I feel is not very well known.
Okay.
It's called Tagged.
Tagged.
That's Tagged.
Yes.
Tagged.
Yes.
I've used it a few years back, maybe 4 years ago. Yeah. So we can start talking about that one.
Yeah. I think we'll put like a screenshot here for people to just reference it. I don't have anything to say about Tag because I've never used it. So tell us, how does it work?
Well, like I said, I used it a few years ago, and it just works not the exact, but very similar to all the other apps. So there's a photo or several photos of someone. There's a profile. You write something to say. You say something about yourself. You say your age if you want. And when you are setting your own profile, you can decide what age group you want and radius.
Okay.
Like you don't want people from far.
Yeah.
You only want people from near. Just a few settings like that.
Yeah.
And then a few people now start showing up, and then you either swipe left or you swipe right.
Okay, so it has the swipe left, swipe right.
Yes.
And then I also wanted to find out, because I have done, I would say I have had 2 phases of online dating in my entire life. So the first phase was when immediately after my divorce, and then now. Yeah. And so this second time around, I've noticed that the apps are very expensive in terms of subscription.
Yeah.
So how is Tagged? Is it a free service? Does it come with premium subscription options?
To be totally honest, I don't remember.
Okay.
But I think it's just the same. There's a free service, and then if you want more services, you have to pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about the quality of the guys in there. Tell us a little bit more about that. How long did you use it for? Did you get any concrete or like substantial connections?
The very, very interesting thing about Tagged is that I made 2 connections. And like I'm saying, this is like 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I made 2 connections that I remember. And I remember those connections because till today, They're my friends.
Okay.
It ended up not being romantic for both.
Oh, okay.
Interestingly, it's this thing of, so there are two guys. So one of them lived in a different town in the same country.
Yes.
Another one lived in a different country.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, so it allows you to go, the radius can be wider than...
Yes. At that time, I didn't even know much about settings and things. It was just picking, people.
Yeah.
And so the guy who was out of town, in another town, we chatted so much. We became friends. We talked about exes, and by the time we got to physically meet, we had friend zoned each other, really.
Okay.
I hope he's gonna watch this.
He
got married recently.
Hi friends.
He got married recently.
Okay.
And I was there for the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, we're very, very close friends. We really just became brother and sister, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so no, you didn't make any like unique connections, like other than the
romantic one?
Yes.
No, not a single one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why did you stop using the app? Tagged?
I got tired. There's this thing about online dating that's very tiring.
Yeah.
The swipe fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just felt like it's taking up space on the phone and not really helping.
Okay. And so out of 10,
yes,
if we were to rate Tagged, what would you rate it?
I would give it a 3.
3 out of 10.
Okay.
So we wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Based on our experience.
Based on our experience. Okay, fine. All right, let's move on to the next one.
So after Tagged, we have Hinge.
Yes.
That's on you. You've
never used Hinge. Okay.
I don't know much about it.
So I didn't even, myself, I also didn't know much about Hinge, and I used it this year. Mm-hmm. And this was recommended to me by a colleague of mine who was encouraging me to go on dates while traveling for work. Mm-hmm. So I was going to the UK, and she said that, the UK, the main app that is used for dating, if you're looking for something serious, is Hinge. So she said, set it up. So I set it up. I was still in Kenya. I set it up and then, just add details there and made it clear that, I'll be visiting the UK in XY, like whenever the dates. And so I started swiping. So what I like about Hinge is that, yes, there's the swipe left and right, but then it's a little deeper because you post, it has better prompts. Mm-hmm. So as you put up or as you place your photos on the app, you have to comment something about the photos, where it was taken. And it also has like questions where people can even you can ask, do you know where this photo was taken? And somebody can respond and say, yeah, they know the place or something. The other unique thing about Hinge is that you can add short videos of yourself, and there are also voice prompts. So if you want to know before you even try to match with a person how they sound, the app is able to do that for you.
That's interesting.
So in general, I feel like Hinge had really, really good matches because I had set location to the UK. And I'll say, actually, I went on 2 dates. And one ended up being very good. So I would say, I would say the quality. Yes, I would say the quality of the guys on Hinge in the UK was great. Now, I came back to Kenya and still kept it. I would say the options were less. The options were very minimal. With the settings I had, I would only probably get 5 who I'd need to cycle back and forth. And I didn't like any of them. So I would say if you're trying to date outside the country, I would only speak for the UK. Hinge is a great option. And then also in the private, in the DMs, after you guys both like each other, you can actually have a phone call or a video call within the app.
Within the app.
So you don't need
amazing.
to exactly. So you don't need to exchange
amazing.
Numbers.
But are you able to set a radius? Like you're in Kenya, are you able to still see people in the UK?
No, because you have to the location has to be. Yeah. So I think what Hinge is trying to do, I don't know, but I think it's trying to match people within a certain radius. So you have to really be specific about your location. So in my case, because I was going to London, I set my location as London, and it gave me matches of people within the London radius. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, so I would say I would give Hinge a solid 8 out of 10 for sure. And the only reason why I'm not giving it a 9 or a 10 is because it doesn't work for me. It didn't work for me in Kenya. So, I mean, especially if you're not traveling, and then, of course, that could be a put-off for people who are not interested in long distance, etc., right? And then you have to keep explaining to people, I don't live in that city. That's the only reason. But otherwise, the quality of matches that I found, the quality of conversation, the features in the app, very, very good.
I don't know if this is a good time to talk about just the reception of online dating, say in Africa, like in Kenya.
Yes.
And the reception of online dating, say in Europe or say in the UK.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Kenyans still think it's a shameful thing.
Correct.
It's a thing of like it lowers your status.
Yeah.
You know, everybody will go, you're online dating?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, but then it's a lot less of that.
Yeah.
In Europe.
You know what? I think I agree. I think I agree because, as I said, my colleague is Brit. So the moment I mentioned, you know, I'm now single, but the first thing she said, what are you online? You know, which app are you using? It's like by default.
There's no shame there.
No, there's no shame.
There's shame here.
There's no shame. And I think we need to liberate ourselves from it because we're in this, we're in the modern days, right? So if you can be able to order your groceries online and all these kinds of things, I think anything online has just made the world a smaller, we need to just be a bit more open-minded. And so, yes, there was no... I didn't feel any sort of shame or I don't know, any weird vibes.
I mean, I feel like especially here in our surrounding, people who are in a union, who don't understand the loneliness that comes with being single, and other people who are in very single unions as well, because I also see online a lot of married people. Some of them just declare, I am married.
Oh, so you're in a union, but you feel very...
It's not working.
It's lonely.
See, what happens in other societies, a lot of people will not stay in a union that's not working. So if you're single, and you're out there and you're looking for something. But we still have a lot of people here in a union that's not working out, but you see you're in a union.
Right.
And so I feel like we still have this thing of shaming people based on the choices that they make. And the online thing is a big one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think...
So I was talking about Hinge when you're saying in Kenya you didn't get really good ones. It's probably because people, good people that would have been good matches for you probably don't think they should be on Hinge.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But in Europe, everybody is there, so you're going to meet someone.
Yeah.
If that makes sense a little bit.
Yes, it does. I think you're right. I hadn't thought about it from that perspective, but I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because I want to say, the quality of people I matched with are actually really people who are doing well for themselves in society. They're not jokers or married people. No, they're actual people who are out there putting themselves out there looking for something serious. And I even made a few connections, and one which ended up being very good. Of course, we didn't pursue because we wanted different things. But there are really good quality men out there on Hinge outside of Kenya, I think I would say. I don't know whether it's just the UK for Hinge specifically, but my experience with it was amazing. Yeah.
Can I throw, throw a spanner in the work?
Yes, please, go ahead.
We're not shy to talk about, thorny topics.
Yes.
Do we dare define a good quality man?
Yeah, a good quality man is one who meets 80% of what you have in your list. That list could be different.
Okay.
For everybody, right?
Yeah.
I have unless you want me to share my list.
No.
But
Don't.
I think a good quality man is...
So your good quality man might not be my good quality
Exactly.
man. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I get that.
So for me, what I was looking for, I got it.
I got you a very little story.
Okay.
In my 20s, I was 24 when I went to study in France.
Yes.
And I was
Did they have online dating then?
Wait a minute.
Oh,
there was no online dating. I was a teacher. So, a pretty respectable person in society for a 24-year-old. I just finished school and I'd been teaching for a while and I considered myself, an upstanding citizen. And then I go to France and I'm a student. And so that I can manage my living expenses and things, I'm babysitting.
Yeah.
Most university students used to
do that. Yeah.
So we babysit for some money or you babysit in exchange for a room.
Yeah.
And one of those days I'm taking the kids to and from school. There's this guy. He's a mechanic.
Yes.
And he hits on me.
Yeah.
And in my mind at the time, I'm thinking, why is a mechanic hitting on me?
Oh, honey.
I know. For the process. So I go home and the guy I thought he was fooling around.
Yes.
And so I'm also fooling around. And at one of those times, he was very upset. He says, why are you playing games with me? I'm serious and blah, blah, blah. And, I went home and sat down and thought to myself, wait, was he actually hitting on me seriously? And to be honest, I'm not proud of this, but I didn't think he was my caliber of guys. I didn't think he should be hitting on me. But then I sat down and asked myself, why exactly should he not be hitting on me? Is it because his job is dirty? Because you see, if you go to those societies, if you're talking about money, for example, we were all earning pretty much the same.
That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Societies are different,
Yes.
Society is not a good word. Let me just say,
economies.
Countries. Exactly. Economies are different.
Yes.
There, even someone doing a blue-collar job could be earning the same as someone earning a white-collar job.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
So you can't even look at it that way.
Yes.
Housing is the same pretty much.
Yes.
When you go to shop, you should buy the same things pretty much.
Yes.
Those lines are blurred.
Correct.
But here where we are,
yeah.
those lines sometimes have very heavy ink.
Yes. Yes.
So if it comes down to that, when you're talking about online dating, does it have an angle to what we're calling the quality?
I see where
it's a thorny topic.
I see, but I think, and I mean, let's go there. Let's go there because I feel like this is why they say even before you start dating, you need to work on yourself. You see why? Because working on yourself means being open-minded and seeking something more. So, for example, with me where I'm at right now, after going through divorce, I have said this before, whatever relationship I get into now will not be mediocre. It's not about what the person does, but it's more of, for example, am I looking for financial stability, right? That compared to what role is he or what position is he at his workplace, So you have to be open-minded a little bit. And you're right. I think ladies especially, if you can travel.
So that you see.
Travel. The things here the professions here that we feel are like, low skill or, you know what I mean. Low caliber jobs.
Yeah. Normal things.
Men out there are actually making a lot of money from some of these handy jobs.
And women.
Women.
In fact, the one question I asked myself at the time was, as I'm looking down upon him as a mechanic, I am a babysitter, which is very similar to a house girl. Really, what moral authority do I have to be looking down upon him?
Yeah.
And in fact, I don't even earn full because it's a part-time job. I'm a student. So between him and me at the time.
Yeah.
But you see, it's you're cultured that way. You came from a society. It's not. I didn't blame myself. I didn't blame myself about it. But you see, you have to really demystify. You really have to ask yourself questions.
That's right.
Yes. So as you're talking about good quality men, what really is that for you? It shouldn't be the same as the next person.
I think we should
be unique for you.
I think we should do a video on what that looks like.
Yes.
We need to talk about it.
It's a separate video.
It's a separate video. But, I mean, thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one.
All right. The next one.
Yes.
OkCupid.
Okay. Okay. I think we've both used...
We've both been, yeah.
Are you still on OkCupid?
I am still on OkCupid.
Me too.
Yeah.
But I've given up.
I know.
I'm about to...
This swiping fatigue is real.
Yeah. No, listen, I've given up on OkCupid specifically.
No, yeah. Swiping fatigue is real for me right now.
So what do you think about OkCupid?
Let me tell you something I like about OkCupid.
Okay.
Which I'm not sure, it's a good thing. I think it's good effort.
Yeah.
They ask you a stream of questions when you're signing up.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they do. That's what I'm saying. It's a good thing in the sense that I think the
I don't
intentions
remember.
were good, but we rarely ever look at that. So here's the thing. They ask you a string of questions.
Yes.
Like, do you like politics? It's.
Oh, yes.
Would you rather go to Paris or go to...
Kissing in a tent or even...
Yes. or camping. Just to sort of see the kind of person that you are.
You are, yeah.
And then the other possible matches are asked the same thing. And if you match, if you have very similar answers, your score is higher. So as you're seeing a profile of a guy, it will say 84%, for example.
Yeah, compatibility. You like the same thing.
Exactly.
Yes, you're right.
That's a good thing.
Yes, that's
a good thing. But then
we
hardly ever look at it, do we? Personally, I hardly ever look at it. You don't even remember.
I don't, because I haven't. Listen, I'm on it, but I haven't used it in a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah, that's one thing.
And then the second thing I like about OkCupid is that you can change your location whenever you want. Yeah.
Okay.
You can do that manually. It doesn't tie you to where you are. So I can say I used to change my location once in a while, especially when I'm tired of seeing the same faces and I wanted something for real.
So
no shame in saying some of these things, right?
That's just crazy. Okay.
Yeah. So I would change the location once in a while so that if I'm tired of seeing the same.
What would you put?
I don't know. I've put Dublin. I've put.
So you're not even putting Dar es Salaam?
No. Russia.
Oh my God.
You have to see what every country has to offer.
Okay.
You have to be open-minded. And then,
Russia, they're all going to speak Russian.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, I changed my location, I think, to Portugal or something, and I realized this is a waste of my time. They don't speak English.
A friend of mine lived in Kazakhstan, and I was asking her, are you dating? And she was saying, I would love to. Everybody doesn't speak English. They're all willing to chat. You have, thousands of matches, but no language.
Yeah.
So, don't do Russia.
Yeah,
next time, just try,
Yeah.
English speaking.
So anyway, but it has been fun. Actually, I met one of the days, I changed my location to Germany. I met a Turkish guy who like a Turkish person born in Germany. So, and we had a whole lot of by the way, we talked for quite some time, but then I maybe would have just ended up being friends because
distance.
Not even, one, distance, and two, I think he was younger than me. I don't think there was, for me, I don't know about him. We said we talk for ourselves. Yeah. For me, there was no attraction. Okay. But his stories were very interesting, to be honest. Yeah. Whenever I was bored. Yeah. I'm sorry if you're...
Let's talk about that. It's something I want to say. I once met a guy online, and he was interesting. And we chatted. Yeah. Late in the night.
Yes.
It's just this excitement.
Yes.
And by morning, unmatched. He had unmatched.
What?
Yes.
Guys.
He had unmatched.
Why?
Oh my gosh. It was, I wasn't, to be totally honest, I wasn't even shocked. I should have been. I wasn't even shocked. But, I saw this and I thought to myself, it was too good to be true. I think, honestly, there's people who go online dating just for the excitement.
I think he was married.
And he could have been. I think
he was married.
Out on a trip. And he was just looking for some fun.
Yeah.
And we chatted and he told me how we're going to meet and how he thinks I'm amazing. And we told stories and we agreed we will talk tomorrow and blah, blah, blah. And you know what I told myself?
Yeah.
I don't feel wasted. Honestly, to be honest, I don't feel wasted. I just had so much fun.
Yeah.
It was just a short time of so much fun. I understand it. If he's out there watching, we're cool.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Show up some other day. Let's have some fun and then go away. It's fine.
Yeah. In, I think the next episode or the episode after next, we will talk about tips and tricks of dating. Yeah. I think these are some of the things...
we should save those. Okay.
I think these are some of the things we'll need to talk about. Because The streets can be rough, honey.
Oh, man.
Anyway, back to OkCupid.
Back to the list. Yeah, Cupid.
Anything else you like about OkCupid?
No.
That's it?
Yeah, that's
I think the percentage match is good. I like the fact that you can decide how tall or whatever. I mean, the vein stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The physical. Yeah.
Let's talk about what we don't like.
I'll tell you what I don't like. I've always had the impression, I may be wrong, but I've always had the impression that a lot of, people around me that I meet on OkCupid are there looking for white people, like foreigners.
Okay. Like a different...
They're not necessarily. Even when you read their profile, what they're saying, you can tell, subtly. They're saying, I love meeting new, blending with new cultures and something like that.
Yeah.
So it always feels to me like they actually are out there just looking for foreigners. It could be the same for the women on OkCupid.
Yeah.
I can't see them. It could be the same for them as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a bad thing. If you know what you want, you know what you want.
Yeah.
I think my con is similar, but on the flip side. Number one, I think it's full of Americans. Nothing against Americans, by the way.
Actually, you're right, yeah.
I think it's just, other than the Kenyans, the other people that I would see if I don't change my location would be Americans. Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. So where that was going, but hey.
That's one thing I didn't like about it. And then I felt like not only was it just Americans, but the Americans were there looking for Africans, African women.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's one I matched with and I thought, okay, this might be good. We even exchanged numbers. But then soon after I realized this is nonsense because there was a lot of ignorance.
Yeah. Oh, ignorant questions.
Yeah,
oh my God,
about Africa and all those things.
Oh my God.
And at that point, I was like, I'm not your history teacher.
History experiment?
If you want to know stuff about Africa, just take a flight and come to Africa. So I would say, especially to the Americans on OkCupid, please educate yourself before you come here, thinking you're asking questions that are, to form a connection with the person. Some of those questions you're asking are very offensive.
Yeah.
And they portray you in a very ignorant light.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. So let's rate OkCupid.
What did I rate Tagged again? What did I give it?
3, I guess.
OkCupid. 5.
Yeah. 5 is fair. I would say 5. Yeah. And the reason for that is because of all the things we've talked about, and also the subscription fee is quite high for you to get, because if you don't pay subscription, you don't see likes.
Yeah, and everybody's always saying, I can't see likes. And okay, that's something I like about it, by the way. You can talk to someone even before you've matched.
But you can't talk to them.
You can
send them a message. I'm not about to send you a message.
No, I know, I get it, but it's a good thing you can do that. But I don't think guys can do that. Can they do that?
Yeah, guys can. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
They call them intros.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, I think. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but if they just send a like, you can't see them unless you
also like.
Or you're a premium subscriber. Then you can see who has liked you, and then you can decide whether to match or not. Yeah. Okay, 5 out of 10. OkCupid. I think you're doing a decent job, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
All right, the next one, Bumble. It's like Bumblebee. They send you a message and go, there's some bees in your hive. I don't know.
So Bumble is like, let me tell you what Bumble is like. Bumble is like when you're hiring an employee, the CV looks good. But in person, the reality, vitu kwa ground.
Are different.
That's
true. That's true.
So when I heard about Bumble, by the way, I thought this is a nice concept. I think when it was launched, it even went public, blah, blah, blah. But at that point, I was dating, so I was not on the online dating scene. So now that I got back, I thought, okay, let me try Bumble. Okay. It's a very nice concept. And for those of you who don't know Bumble, the lady makes the first move. So I think the concept is for because online dating, you can really get like unsolicited likes from guys.
Yeah.
So I think Bumble gives the woman
and that's a good thing.
the control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't do it within 24 hours,
So if you
it
like,
expires.
so
If
if
you
you
matched,
yeah, so say the guy likes you and you like them back and you match,
yeah.
then you have 24 hours to send them a message to activate the match.
Yeah. And do they also have 24 hours to respond? Something like that, I think.
I think the initial
So, yeah.
the initial
like that,
one.
yeah.
If you don't respond, then you lose the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why also people are disinterested. I just find like Bumble doesn't have a lot of people. And these days what happens is that, for
Bumble
example,
does not have a lot of people.
I don't know.
Bumble has
I
a lot of
see a lot
people.
Maybe it's just
But
me,
I personally, the reason why I have a problem with Bumble, Bumble has a lot of people, by the way. The reason why I have a problem with Bumble is I feel like it attracts lazy men.
Oh, wow. Only Bumble?
Mostly
Lazy
Bumble.
men everywhere. Okay.
So this thing of the lady writing fast, I get it. You want control. But then it's a man's job to hunt. Yes, I said it.
Right.
Why are you making me the princess do the work for you?
I know. I think it's old-fashioned, but it's just the natural way of looking at things. I'm also not going to chase. If I wrote and you didn't write back, the end.
Me, I don't even want to write.
Yeah. No, like when you're chatting.
Yeah.
You see these guys who disappear for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
And they come back and pretend like everything was just normal. No, I'm not going to write. No. It's not false issues.
Yeah.
If you're not going to write, just forget about it.
You know what I think?
Yeah.
I think Bumble is a place where men go to get their egos massaged.
Oh.
Because you sit
because-
pretty and wait for the messages to roll in.
Oh my God.
That's what I think. Do I want that kind of man for my man? No.
No.
Do we have anything nice to say about Bumble? We feel like we about. Okay. Sorry.
Oops.
Bleep that.
To be totally honest, no.
Okay, so what do we rate Bumble?
Is that 2?
Okay.
I
2.
like the yellow and the...
It's pretty. The branding.
pretty,
The
but
branding is on point, but that's
they
about
need to
it.
work on the product. There's something wrong with the product.
Yeah.
They need to do some work on it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah.
Big one.
Last but definitely not least.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Tinder.
The flame.
Remember Tinder Swindler?
Oh my God. Have you guys watched the Tinder Swindler?
Oh.
But let's talk about Tinder.
I've been swindled, by the way.
Ooh.
The guy wasn't on Tinder. He was on Tagged. How did I
Okay.
forget that? He was on Tagged. I was living in Tanzania. He lived in Zanzibar. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's what he said.
Yeah.
You see, just a person online.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's a lie. So he says he lives in Zanzibar, and they say Zanzibar has electronics because they come in through the
sea.
and they're cheaper and blah blah blah. So I said, get me a toaster. I can't remember, a few electronics, and I even sent him a down payment because he was coming to deliver something where I live.
Yeah.
And so I also ordered. I thought it was a deal, and this person I might even end up having a date with. Like, it was a great plan. And so he came and he updated me and he got late and he told me he's landed and he's in a hotel. He's just going to deliver tomorrow morning and then let me tomorrow for lunch. And even in the morning, we still talked. Just around lunchtime, the phone went off. He didn't strike me as, I don't know what to tell you. My friends still laugh about it. They say maybe he fell in the ocean or something. Because I still don't think he was connected.
You know what it is? He melted in thin air. The Dar es Salaam heat.
Oh my
I'm
God.
so sorry.
It wasn't a lot of money, but
Okay, you know what?
money.
Exactly why I'm questioning. Because if it wasn't a lot of money, why didn't he buy the electronic thing and brought it to you and then you refund?
Because he was just a fake person.
Okay.
Maybe he...
Anyway, moving on to Tinder. Tinder.
Yeah.
So I feel like Tinder gets a bad rep.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should do a quick brief of Tinder Swindler, just for anybody who hasn't watched.
Okay.
Or you should go watch.
Go watch Tinder.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch.
Yeah.
And then come back and ask for a review. Then maybe we'll do a review.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the app, Tinder. Yeah, I personally think that, especially if you tell people, oh, I'm on Tinder, they think that you're just on there to get a hookup.
Yeah.
Like hookup, oh my God.
Yeah.
The editor today will just have a lot of work editing this video. Doop. Yeah, for casual hookups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, to be honest,
Are
on there for that.
Can I shock you? I've been on Tinder 2 times. The first time after I got divorced, and guess what? I met a very good man who is now my friend.
I hear you. It can happen.
And guess what? I'm on Tinder again. I've also met somebody really nice.
Oh, right.
Really good conversations.
Location?
So the first one, no, I haven't changed location. So the first one was actually a Kenyan living in Nairobi. And then this time around, he's in Toronto, Canada. Very good conversations, to be honest. Very respectful. No speaks. Oh my God. No. Nothing.
That's not a topic for today, right?
Yeah, no. Okay. Very good conversation, no forcefully asking for phone numbers, nothing. Like very gentle, very mature, very... And to me, Tinder overall is a great experience. Now, I must say, on Tinder, for me, I think the reason why it has worked, I'm also very, very picky.
Yeah, you'd have to be. You'd have to be, really. There's all sorts of people.
Yeah.
Goodness, there's all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your experience with Tinder?
May I just point out that I was catfished from Tinder?
If you haven't watched the catfish story, we'll link it here for you to go. You must watch that video.
Oh, man. I every time I put Tinder back on, I feel like I hate myself. It's just, I was having this conversation with a guy the other day, and we were saying loneliness is the one thing that just equalizes all of us.
Yeah.
And that is understood by people who are single.
Yes.
It's hardly ever understood by people in a union.
That's right.
I mean, when I was in a union, I think I would have judged.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. You're
when
right.
You're lonely today, tomorrow, the day after that, and the day after that, you are no longer in a position to judge. Yeah. So it's the one thing I hate to hate. I love to hate.
Yeah.
But it's the one thing I delete and put back. I can't tell you how many times I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had a really traumatic experience with Tinder, with catfishing.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry you had to go there. But I'll thank you for our viewers, because we wouldn't have a video if it wasn't for that story. It wasn't funny, but I think it's something people can... Yeah.
It is what it is.
But have you had any good experience with Tinder?
Yeah. I've met some pretty nice guys. I mean, it obviously never became serious for either of them. Yeah. But I've met a guy that I dated for quite a while, actually. And it was okay. I mean, he was a good guy. He still is a good guy. It's just, there were things that weren't working out. And we had to break up. And we were involved a bit too much to be friends now. I don't know.
So that's a proper ex.
It's a proper ex.
Okay.
We are in good terms. If I needed something from him, I'm sure
you can communicate.
Whatever, but we can't be friends and not, Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like Tinder is the one thing, it's out there.
Yeah.
If anybody says dating apps, I think a big percentage will know Tinder.
Yeah. And I think...
for many bad reasons, unfortunately.
That's the thing. In fact, even... because I still have an active profile as we speak. And on my profile, I've indicated I've had very many bad things. But you know what I truly believe? I'm sure there are people on the app looking for just casual encounters. And that's okay. If that's your thing, if that's your jam, just be honest about it, right? And put it in there. But I also believe that there are people in there who are looking for meaningful relationships. I truly believe.
Yes.
Because
I think so too.
The pool in Tinder, I think, is really big. We'll check. I wonder how many people have... I think Google Play. On Google Play, we can be able to get that.
Okay.
So I truly believe Tinder, one, covers, like in terms of universally, different nationalities. and even your local radius,
Yeah.
you get a really huge pool. So you just need to be patient. You need to be very firm in what you're looking for and be picky so that you're only swiping. Is it right?
I think when we're doing the tips,
Yes.
and we can really get down to it.
Exactly.
Sometimes you can really sink.
And one thing I really like about it this time around is that they also have something called verified. So nowadays there's some profile. You have to send in a
photo and something. I don't know.
I think maybe they were doing that to just kind of minimize the catfishing.
And the other thing on Tinder now, if you send someone your number, someone says, "Give me your number."
Oh yes.
If you put your number, they send you something first.
Yes.
And they say, "Are you sure?"
And
so, I don't know, something.
Yeah, how to take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
There's bad people, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And so, that's a good reminder.
Yes.
I feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Personally, I think I'm pro Tinder. If you use it responsibly. Actually, one of my very, very best friends has been married for about 3 years now to someone she met on Tinder.
It happens.
Right.
Yeah.
So... so give Tinder a chance. I believe. So let's rate Tinder.
Oh wow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you give Tinder a 7?
9. A solid 9.
Wow.
7 for you?
Yeah.
Is it because of your experience?
Yeah, and just the quality of guys. Back to that question.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
A 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Well.
My experiences have been pleasant. Thank God. Yeah. Okay. I'm curious to hear what guys, think about the 5 apps that were they 5?
Were they?
I think there were 5.
Yeah.
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 But then we have another list.
Yeah.
Of 3 apps that we've heard about, but we've not experienced the apps.
Yeah.
What's the first one?
So the first one is Afro-introductions.
Yeah. So I know, by the way, I heard about the first time I heard about Afro-introductions was probably in 2014. There's a colleague of mine back then who was dating online. She's actually the one who made me aware of something called online dating. And I don't think it was an app. I think it was a website then, because she showed me a little bit. And I believe it's supposed to encourage people of different races.
Oh, is it? No,
not races. People who are interested in dating somebody from Africa.
Yeah. Whether they're Africans or not.
I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea how it works. I
actually tried to join it.
Oh, you did?
But there was a technical issue, which now I don't remember. There's a technical thing that was, it kept something about your number. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy to join.
Yeah.
So I didn't join it.
So guys, if any of you has used Afro-introductions, send us an email, comment below. Let's hear your experience.
And let's hear some good stories, hopefully.
If you met your partner, husband on Afro-introductions, encourage someone. Maybe somebody is thinking about joining and they don't know whether it's a good one or not. So there's Afro-introductions. Which one else?
There's one which I don't know if I can pronounce this.
Swirlr.
I'm a girl from Nyeri. Now if that's gonna come out.
Swirlr. Yeah, so Swirlr. It's supposed. I think it's like a swirl, like a see
a person swirling.
No, the thing is, a swirler is.
Maybe you should join and tell us about it.
No, I'm not interested. But what I have heard about it, it encourages interracial dating. So hence the name Swirl.
Oh, Swirl. Oh, I see.
Yeah, interracial dating. So if that's your jam,
that's the
you can give it a try. We don't know. We can't rate it. We don't know. And then there's one called
The League.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I've actually been on The League. Technically. The reason why I'm saying technically is because I didn't even match with anybody.
Tell us why. So, if it's your problem or the app's problem?
No. It's definitely not me. Yeah. So The League is supposed to help you meet professionals, elite, according to them, professionals, because you actually use your LinkedIn profile to open. Now, what I don't like about it is that they have a huge wait list. I guess maybe that's how they kind of filter out the kind of people who eventually join the app. But I found it very stuck up. Oh, okay. Did I even mention that I had to wait 6 months after creating my profile to join?
Oh.
And if you want to skip the queue, I think the subscription was like $300.
Hey.
We'll confirm and add here.
Huh. Okay.
And so I was like, okay, between going to the spa and paying us,
The league, a dating app.
those are 3 different spa appointments, okay? So if you don't want to jump the queue, then you wait. And I waited 6 months. And as soon as I got in, I was like, this is nonsense. Because there were no conversation, quite slow, blah, blah, blah. There's something they call the League Live where you join and you, I think, like do like online. I tried. I was put on waiting. So my experience was not really good. That's what I'm saying. Technically, I was not in it. So I didn't get to enjoy the features. I can't really rate it. But if you have tried it, let us know. Any other that you
I think there are many other apps that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just do dating app on the Play Store.
Yeah, there are
There's like
many.
a whole
Actually,
list,
there's like Match.com,
I don't even know.
Badoo,
Yeah.
and all
But the
those.
thing in Kenya, for example, if you go on Tinder and OkCupid, you'll find a lot of similar faces.
That's true.
Yeah.
That
there's a
is
lot of similar
absolutely
faces.
true.
And I don't know why we're judging because I'm on both also.
Me too.
So they see my face here. They see my face here. We're
Exactly.
not judging. We're just saying, if you're going to this app to see if there'll be different people, half the time, same faces.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun conversation.
Yeah, it was.
Well, thank you guys for watching. As always, we really enjoy having your company. And this one was a fun topic and we want to hear from you because we know that you guys have also been there. I'm sure if we look around, we'll see your faces in the apps, right?
Sometimes without their faces. They put a different thing in the profile.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we really want to hear from you. Please share your experiences on online dating. Which app has worked for you so that we can be able to, build a nice little community where we can be able to share tips, tricks, and see whether we are all in this journey to find love. So, we'd love to hear from you. Anything else? Nothing?
That's
Yeah.
it.
Until next time. Bye.
As you fade away, as you fade